Hey to all my fellow Hidradenitis Suppurativa warriors and fighters. I just wanted to post a video to share with you some ideas for tips and remedies on how to deal with the symptoms that you have, depending on whether it's depending on your levels of your symptoms. Now, it's all going to be the same symptoms all throughout. It's all tips. Nothing is curable at the moment. So, unfortunately, it's kind of trial and error with the symptoms with the remedies and treatments. First off, the extensive and more drastic measure is the surgeries and lancing of the lesions and removals of the sinus tracts that are going on inside your skin. Those can get pretty deep. I've had some removed down below on the buttocks area. It's not fun. I always joke saying Freddy Krueger got to me first. If I'm ever with a woman, it's kind of a way to break the ice, I guess, when you get to that point. And, it's a little bit nerve-wracking for them to kind of, okay, he's got freaking scarring, like major scarring. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the tips or anything like that. But that's the overall drastic measure of the surgery. And if you want to get into the skin grafts, that's obviously another way of going about it. Laser hair removal. Sorry, I was trying to fight a yawn there. Laser hair removal. Again, that's kind of high up there, but that's lower than having to deal with surgery. I've heard bleach baths, which I will not trust, because you don't know how bad the bleach is going to damage one's skin. Epsom salt soak. That's one of those things that's kind of a trial and error, because you don't know how many times it's going to take for it to soak. You don't want to be in hot water and burn your skin. Because you're going to damage the healthy skin and dry your skin out, possibly make it worse in the long run. So you probably want to have a warm Epsom salt bath. As far as the Epsom salts, damn it, try to fight that one. As far as the Epsom salts, you can get whatever scented, smelling Epsom salts you want. Doesn't really matter. You're not going to spend a lot of time in the bathtub to even worry about it. You don't want to fall asleep in the tub. Anyway, what else? Hot compresses. Obviously, you don't want to have water that's too hot to damage your skin. You just want to have it to where you can try and get these lesions to open and drain for kind of a temporary relief. And with that, you have to be careful, because a lot of the drainage and breakage can happen, and it's going to add to the problem of the sinus tracts. If they don't break open and drain out, chances are they're going to break open and drain in, and you're going to end up getting deeper and more severe sinus tracts. which means more surgeries after. Cortisone shots don't work. Cortisone shots, and I do mean the steroid shots that they try to inject into the lesions themselves. It stings. It is a pain in the butt, and it will freaking hurt. Will it do anything to treat the abscess? No. In my opinion, no. Because the pain is going to subside, and it's going to be like you didn't do anything to affect the infection in the abscess or lesions. I've had one in my face here. That was a cyst when I was younger, and the doctor's way of treating it was to stick a needle in my face and inject cortisone shots. And I fought with this nurse or doctor, whatever she claimed to be, at one of the VA clinics on base. And it was just like a losing battle because she just kept on and on and on and on. So, you know what? Fine. Do whatever makes you happy. Get me out of your office because I'm done talking to you. The next time I won't be so nice. Next time I'll just say nope and walk out. Since I know better now. We covered the lancing. Lancing is only a temporary thing. Because a lot of it is going to be lancing, removing all the gunk out, and they're going to leave you with a gaping hole that they're going to then take the packing, which is those strips that they pull out of the little tiny jars, and they pack. Sorry for the gesture. Sorry for that. But they're going to put the packing inside of the wound, and they're going to expect you to get that treated every day, which means you have to take time out of your busy schedule if you're working, or you have to have somebody drive you, or Uber, but then you're spending money for the service to go out to these places and get the packing done. And if you don't have insurance, you're paying a copay for however so much money to get seen. But you have to do that daily, and it's a pain in the butt. And trust me, I know what a pain in the butt is. And it heals from the inside out. And I don't know if that's effective because personally, I haven't gone and done that every day. I get it, the first initial one, and I wash and I remove the packing, and it heals, or it just because it, kind of bite at the seat of the pants. What happened? Whatever happens. Accutane is up there with the severity level. Accutane is something that adds to depression. Some people have been on it and had some issues with liver. I've had my liver biopsied twice, and I've had issues with the liver enzymes in my liver, and I was not able to be put back on Accutane, thank God, because I didn't want to go back on there in the first place. Main reason why I had it is because I had cystic acne when I was younger, and they figured if it can treat cystic acne, why not HS? And this is back when HS was still not well known. I was diagnosed in about 06, 07-ish, when I was just about a year and a half, 2 years in the military, in the Navy, and I was dealing with cysts on my backside and underarms and drainage that way. The Accutane just is not a good idea for anybody, and you cannot get pregnant off, or when you are on Accutane. It will cause severe birth defects to the baby. They tell you that flat out, and you see pictures of like like baby cone heads or like aliens off of the Alien movies with the freaking head elongated and just no, you don't need to be put through that. Doxycycline. There's some people that have had some issues with doxycycline as far as feeling queasy, feeling nauseous. You can't take. It says not to take anything dairy while you're on it or taking it, because that helps to trigger some of that nauseous feeling, and it's just not good. Clindamycin is another type of antibiotic that you can take. I haven't had any problems with clindamycin, however you pronounce it. But it does mention something about nausea and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a, do or don't. Rifampin is just an overall antibiotic, anti-inflammatory type deal. It's the red pill that when you pee, you're peeing in orange colors. So yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. If you've had UTI or any kind of infection, you've probably been prescribed that little red pill that makes you pee an orange color. It makes it look like iodine when you go to the doctor. Humira and Stelara are two of the injectable. I don't want to call it antibiotic. I don't think that's the right term. Two medications that are injected into the upper thigh, or you can do, I believe it's the lower stomach, which I prefer the upper thigh because, more meat. They've also changed it to where it's citrate free, and it's a smaller needle, so it's not like you don't really see the needle anyway because it's inside the device when you do it. You sit there and you put it against your skin, push the plunger down, button, whatever you want to call it, count to 10 until you know it's completely empty, and then, you cap it and put it in the sharps container and go about your way. That's the one that you have to keep refrigerated as well, and you have, I think, about a year of storage for it. But then again, if you're using it regularly, you're going to be done with it, whatever you're prescribed, depending on your dosage. What else? Home remedies. Turmeric is one, because that's basically an anti-inflammatory ingredient, and you can get that if you want to get the freaking spice off the spice rack at the grocery store and use that, whichever. You get the pill form out of the pharmacy, you get the whatever brand you want. It depends on your price range. Zinc, I've heard some people take zinc, and basically it's the same. It's located in the pharmacy of your grocery store, and you just take that, once a day or whatever it says on the box. I've heard about people taking CBD oil or the cannabinoid oil, excuse me. There are some of them do not have THCs. If you're looking for some kind of a high, that's not what it is. It's a stress and mood. At least it doesn't enhance anything. It doesn't change anything. It's not going to cause you to get high. Basically, it's kind of it helps with the pain itself. Sorry, I'm freaking yawning here. I didn't sleep very well. That's another problem with HS. You don't sleep very well. And you have your moments where you're up all night watching TV or whatever, eating junk food, which doesn't add to your HS either. I've have colloidal silver in both a soap form and a topical cream that you put on after you wash your affected areas, obviously. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference with it, but everybody's different, and maybe it's just me. My body's fighting everything. I have a CBD soap, which I'm not sure of the amount of CBD. It doesn't affect mood or anything like that. It doesn't affect any doesn't affect anything with the mind. It doesn't cause you to be high or anything else. There's no THCs in it. It smells nice. It's mixed with I believe it's lavender, which is, pretty good smell. Emu oil or Emu Aid. Emu Aid can be quite expensive. It can be around the $40 to $50 range, depending on which one you get. There's a blue one, there's a red one, and I think the red one is more expensive. So it all depends on your price range, if you're willing to go that high, or you can just simply get Emu oil. That's EMU oil. Like the bird, the flightless bird. Yeah. So, Emu oil, you want to try that, because if you get the cheap Emu oil by itself, it's just as effective as, the Emu Aid is just a cheaper version of it, cheaper alternative. So, Emu Aid is definitely something you would want to try. If not, go a little bit cheaper and try the Emu oil, which I've seen some folks on the hidradenitis sites that I'm part of on Facebook. We did CBD oil. I'm just kind of pulling stuff out of my mind, stuff that I've used. I'm not like reading it off a script or anything, which probably would have been helpful because I'm doing a lot of ums and tea tree oil, either a lotion, or you can do the wash, which is probably better. And I've heard some people have a better results with the tea tree oil wash. So you're gonna again try and see if that works for you or not. Just wash in the shower and going on about your day, and it's gonna have that cooling sensation, which is probably nice to some people on those areas, because some of the times we have to deal with the burning or itching from the HS itself, which I know sounds gross, but it's the way it is. Meta honey or Mahuka honey. Mahuka. Anyway, you probably understand what I'm trying to get at. It's kind of helps with bacteria, help kind of cleanse it. It sounds weird because it's got that sticky honey texture to it, and it smells, like you're gonna freaking put it on a piece of toast or something like that. But this is legit stuff, and you put it on your affected areas. It's gonna help kind of draw a lot of the bacterias and help kind of clean the wound a little bit, and you gotta bandage that up every time you do that. Also, it's going to be a pain in the butt too. If you have hairy armpits or hairy areas where you have the abscesses and stuff like that, you're going to deal with some cleanup because it's going to be kind of sticky. So that's just the way that is. AAA antibiotic cream. You want to keep the Definitely want to keep the area clean and sterile as much as you can, because you are dealing with an infection. Um, I guess that's it. Other than that, oh, there's Dial Gold, which is just like either hand soap or it comes in a bar. I've heard some people use Dial Gold to help kind of change your habits, change your symptoms a little bit, kind of help dry things out. I believe it does. Also, getting into the more drastic health changes, you can try and lose weight. Some people have complained that they've lost 100 pounds or even more, and they're still getting the affected. They're still having the HS symptoms just about as much as they did when they had, that excess weight. Stop smoking. If you smoke cigarettes, stop. Stop doing that right now, because if you smoke, your body is trying to fight back the trying to fight what's going on with your body from the smoking already. And basically, you're just going to make your body try to work harder to fix the damages going on. Also, your dieting. There's two diets that I've heard of, and that's the Keto diet, which is low in carbs. Also, you're not going to be drinking regular milk. You're going to be drinking like an almond milk, I believe. And there is the anti-inflammatory diet, which I'm trying to look up all the information for and get all the information that I can kind of list for you for both, to kind of give you an idea if you're watching the video and you're still with me after 20 minutes. Because I know that some people are out there kind of jotting stuff down to figure out what they're going to do, because some people, you got to work. You got to figure out what it is you're going to do with your life, and you can't be sitting at the house like I am at the moment trying to figure out what you're going to do. Okay. Good choice for person following the anti-inflammatory diet include the following. Dark leafy greens include kale and spinach. Yum. Blueberries and blackberries and cherries. Dark red grapes. That's not bad. Make sure you get the pits out. Nutrition-dense vegetables. It's not like we're going to go to the grocery store and figure that out, right? This isn't as in-depth as the one list that I have, but right now, since I'm doing the filming, I don't want to, cut and get out of the talking to you guys here. Beans and lentils. Green tea, broccoli, cauliflower. That goes with the nutrition-dense vegetables. Red wine in moderation, because, you're drinking, you're going to have those sugars, and, it's going to thin your blood out, and you'll be bleeding like a stuck pig everywhere. Sorry for the image. Avocados and coconut. Olives. Extra virgin olive oil. Walnuts, pistachios, pine nuts, and almonds. If you're allergic to nuts, obviously stay away. Cold water fish, including the salmon and sardines. Going back to turmeric and cinnamon, dark chocolate. Nothing wrong with dark chocolate. Spices and herbs. It really doesn't say anything as far anything in depth with that. Now, foods to avoid. Obviously, you're going to avoid the processed meats like your lunch meat and stuff like that. Sugar drinks. Stay away from like the Gatorades and the sodas and the Powerades and stuff like that. You know better. Trans fats. So fried foods are out. No white bread. No white pasta. No gluten whatsoever. No soybean oil or vegetable oil. So, again, fried foods are out. Because that's basically what is in it. No processed snack foods or chips or crackers. No desserts such as cookies, candy, or ice cream. Sorry. And this is a bummer for me. No excess alcohol. That's kind of a bounce between the sugar and the going back up to what it said about the well, you can drink some red wine, you can't drink a lot of it because alcohol has got a lot of sugar in it, a lot of added sugar. And then backpedaling off and then kind of piggybacking onto the keto diet, which is low carbs. This mentions on the anti-inflammatory diet not to have too many of them. So you want to check out the keto diet and kind of reduce your carb intake. Also, sometimes some people can have what are called nightshades trigger their HS. And some of the diseases that can be a trigger. So you want to probably stay away from your tomatoes, your eggplants, your peppers, and potatoes. With potatoes, you can switch over to sweet potato. It says limited evidence of this, but a person can try cutting their nightshades from the diet for 2 to 3 weeks and see if their symptoms improve. Sorry, reading is hard. Some evidence that suggests there is some evidence that suggests that a high carbohydrate diet, even with the carbs are healthful, may promote inflammation. So, try the keto diet. Because with keto diet, you can eat steak and beef and chicken. I know, I love those. Several things that people can do to make the transition into an anti-inflammatory diet easier. Eating a variety of fruits and vegetables. We're supposed to be doing that anyway. Right? Reducing the amount of fast food. Again, can't be doing that all the time. Can't be going to McDonald's all the time. Can't be going to Chick-fil-A. I know it's good. But you can't. Eliminate the soda and sugary beverage. Eliminate the people are going to be logging off by the time they watch this video. Eliminate soda and sugary beverages. Again, no sodas, Powerades, Gatorades, whatever kind of aids. It's not good for you. None of them Monsters or whatever drinks. What was that one? Rip Fuel. Used to drink a bunch of them in the desert. I don't even know if they have that around anymore. Planning shopping list to ensure healthful meals and snacks are on hand. Now, a tip is to check out the grocery store. Usually, the places you want to find the health food and the healthy meals and snacks are on the outside of the grocery store. On the outside areas of the grocery store. Once you start getting into the aisles, that's when you're in trouble. It's not always the case. Sometimes there's some healthy stuff that are kind of tucked away. Like you got to go into the spice aisle to get some of the turmeric or whatever it is. Carrying small anti-inflammatory snacks will while on the go. Drink more water. We all have to have at least, I think it's 8 or so ounces a day. It's probably more than that. I don't know. I don't drink that much water. So this video is going to be inaccurate in some places. I'm sorry. Fish oils. I'm always told to take fish oils, omega-3s, and turmeric. We said that already. Exercise regularly. And getting the right proper amount of sleep. Yeah, right. Sure. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, covered the surgery stuff. That's the higher end, more severe side. Leading into the tips and home remedies and stuff like that. Basic kind of first aid. To kind of save you money and stuff to get for that. Talked about laser hair removal. That was after the surgery. And then we started getting into a lot more of the remedies and stuff to take that a little bit on the cheap. We talked about the first aid. And then we started getting into the anti-inflammatory stuff, the diets, and the keto diets, which is lower amount of the carbohydrates and stuff like that, and getting the exercise and drinking more water and fruit and, all that stuff. So, no gluten, no dairy, no yeast, no alcohol, or a little bit of red wine. We saw that earlier. Lower carbs, exercise. Yeah. So, in 32 minutes, we went over everything that has been kicked around for ideas and tips and remedies and how to try and beat this thing, because the doctors ain't figured it out yet. So, I hope y'all find this helpful. And God knows I'm going to try and figure it out, because I'm in the same boat as y'all. Peace and love, guys. All my HS sufferers and fighters, power to you. Love you. Be safe. Hopefully you live a long life. Cheers. Bye.